All right, guys, welcome to the potentially very, very long haul from Ulta. This is an accumulation of like 2 months of stuff I've picked up that I haven't shared with you. A good amount of it is from the 21 Days of Beauty. Does this include the fall haul? No, my fall haul is in another box somewhere in my like vanity area. So there's also a code that they had that was like 20% off any item, but you could only use it on one item in your purchase. So I probably put in a whole bunch of orders to get stuff there. So this is just an accumulation of everything. There might be some Ulta diamond, you know, like that every month they do like diamond and platinum deals. There might be some stuff from there. So we're just gonna go through all of this and yes, let's get started. At some point, these lashes, the Kiss Ritzy lashes, were for $2.50. So I think I got like 3 of them. One of them I've already opened and used. So I do like this lash. I like most Kiss lashes that are more natural looking. These I have to cut down a little bit, but I like that nowadays most lashes, taper the ends so that they're not so blunt. If you have like smaller eyes or basically smaller eyes, things that are blunt cut look super fake. They will look super fake on you. And even if you have larger eyes or a rounder eye, when people get up close and something is like super clearly machine cut to perfection, that's not how our lashes are, you know what I mean? So I like these a lot. That was a long tangent on this. This video is going to be so much longer than what I had thought or what you had thought. Love microfiber cleansing items. So Ecotools came out with their version and theirs are in this like really pretty orange. And they have a pocket. I haven't used either of these, but at some point, again, they must have been on sale. These are actually in 2 separate purchases, so I'm excited for these. We have the Ordinary Argireline Solution 10%. I have probably shared this with you in other videos. This is an empty bottle. I have, since it took me so long to do this haul, I actually had to pull the full one and exchange it with this so that I remember to talk to you about it. I've used an entire bottle of this, guys. It is so, so good. It targets the appearance of dynamic facial lines. I use it on my forehead, under my eyes, and on my neck, and I love it. I haven't seen a huge difference under my eyes per se, but I think my forehead is doing really good and my neck looks better, so I'm a big fan. The Cerave Essay Lotion for rough and bumpy skin. I just wanted to try this out. I've been into this brand and I wanted to try this and it was on sale, I'm sure, so we're gonna go there. Does this smell weird? Sometimes these like almost medicinal or targeting certain areas type lotions. Okay, no, it's like fragrance free. I got worried for a second. Sometimes you get lotions that are really good at targeting your main concern, but it reeks. So I'm excited for this. I don't know if I've showed this to you before, but the EverPro Gray Away Root Touch-Up Powder. I get the shade Black Dark Brown. It's actually much cheaper on Amazon, like at regular price. So I get this and I use the puff that it comes with underneath, and I like will stamp like certain areas of my hair or hairline if I think my roots are coming through, like my white looking roots are coming through, and it's just so hard to handle because like I also feel like my hair has been thinning a lot. I have a good amount of hair. I've always had a good amount of hair, but I also lose a lot of hair. But because I have a lot of hair, losing a lot of hair kind of balances out. But I noticed immediately post-surgery, within a day, wherever I would be, in bed, on a couch, wherever, if I get up, there would be hair everywhere. And it was freaking me out. My hair is so thinned out right now. Anyway, I've had this and I've liked this for a while, so I picked up the EverPro Gray Away Root Touch-Up Stick, also in the shade, Black Dark Brown. So this is more of like a waxy marker, and I like it because you can just go through and like paint it on. I've also used both of these items for my brows, which is also a really nice plus. So I remember telling you guys about the L'Oreal one that you click up, and when you click it up, it can get a little goopy, and then you have no way of making it not goopy or blending it into your hair. This one comes with a sponge on the end. So genius. So this doesn't really require that much blending because it's actually, the formula is really nice and it just kind of goes through and covers and it doesn't get all bumpy or like chunky, which I mean, it could depend on how you apply it. Some people are heavy-handed. I am not that way. So I don't even really need to use this blending thing, but I like that it's there. Like, I really like that it's there. The NYX Eyebrow Powder Pencil. I know that this has been around for a while. I just never really got into it because I didn't use a lot of powder in my brows, but I have been doing it more so in the past couple years, and I like it. I don't do it every day. Every day it's different. It's like, how do I feel today? So these actually do kind of apply like a powder, and I really like it because it saves time. It's easier. I have the shades Black and Brunette. I always think things look warm on me, and then when I'm done with all of my makeup, and it's not that warm. It actually looks really good. I look like this brow is gray right now, but it's because there's a window, okay? No window on this side. So I would recommend these to you. I know that LA Girl does something like this, so I'm curious which one is better. These two things were free. They were either like a promotion or one of them. This one for sure was like the platinum member thing. So it was a free Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip, and this is in the clear, and this has been in my wish list on like multiple websites. If you have ever tried these in like the pigmented tinted versions, beautiful. I have 2 of them, no, 3.5. No, I have 2 full size and 1 like deluxe sample of these in like different shades. There's currently a holiday kit with 4 of them for $35, I think. Excellent price. They're so balmy and like glossy looking, but they're so comfortable. And I mean, you kind of have to like the coconut scent because they are coconut scented-ish, but love these. And then this is the Tarte Double Take. You have a liquid liner on one side and a pencil liner on the other. I feel like I always try to get into this product because I've probably received it for free many times. And I don't know what it is. Like, it's not a bad product, but I never end up reaching for it. I don't know. Okay, next up, we have a slew of complexion products I want to share with you. The Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer has SPF Broad Spectrum 25. I got mine in the shade Light. This was 50% off during the 21 Days of Beauty. And I like it, but I don't love it. And when I swatched it on my hand, I was like, oh my God, that is like pure yellow. And then I put it on my face. Actually was totally fine. So I must be way more yellow than I think. And then other times when I'm applying things, I'm like, this is too yellow and I look gold on my face. I don't know. Really just depends. So the thing with this is sometimes I wear it and I really like it, and sometimes I wear it and I don't like it a lot. I never dislike it. And it's one of those products where the texture and the way it applies makes you think it's going to look really bad on your skin, but it actually looks perfectly fine. It's just this weird thing that you or I have talked ourselves into. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy in that because the experience of it is not like my super favorite, then I think it looks bad, you know, but it looks fine. But there are days when I apply it and I'm like, this is coming off in a weird way. I don't know. I don't know. It's difficult here. The Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac. I have 2 shades here because I had originally picked up 40 thinking it was too dark. Like, it worked. It was almost like my perfect match. So when I felt like if I overdid my bronzer or if I put like blush, it would look like too much. But then I picked up shade 30. And yes, they're tints technically, but the 30 was just a hair light. But even after I did all my makeup, I still thought it was a little light, so I'm gonna stick with the 40. It is what I have on today. I have the 40 on today. It is such a beautiful product. I feel like a lot of people who tried this, whether their skin type was like oily, which you wouldn't think would work well, some people still really liked it. And people who had skin like mine, or people who I watched because they have similar skin to mine, also really love this. And I was like, okay, well, let's give it a go. 20% off at some point. So I'm gonna keep the 40. I think the 40, if you are NC, this is difficult. I think if you're NC 25, this is probably like your perfect match. It's slightly dark. I'm more of like an NC 20, 22, 23-ish in that range. So if you're NC 20, I would say probably go for this, or 15-ish, but I like this, I'm keeping this. Next is the Anastasia concealer, their Magic Touch Concealer in 5. This is so good. I have not been this impressed with a concealer in a really, really, really long time. I have it on my under eyes today. And I mean, we all have fine lines, so you can ignore that, but the way it looks on the skin is so beautiful. I love this so much. I often wear it as foundation all the time. So I have shade 5. This is a slightly more golden shade. I actually picked up 7 as well, and 7 is just a little peachier. So 5, 6, and 7, the depth is the same. It's the undertone that's different. So, oof, 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 oof. So 5, more golden, 6, more neutral, 7, more peach. So it just depends where you fall in there. I could use 7, but I just like would rather just have one of these in my collection. So 5 it is. It looks great on my under eyes. It's great as foundation. It's great for spot concealing. This formula is beautiful. This could be my favorite concealer of the year, unless something else happens. Like I haven't loved a concealer this much in a long time, and I haven't, oh, that's not true. I love the e.l.f. one. I haven't loved something from Anastasia in this long, because for a while all those palettes were being released and you're like, I don't, whatever. I love this. I also love the bronzer, which I'm going to show you. This was a more recent deal, I think. It was like if you bought the foundation, you can get the concealer for free. It's the Lorac Pro Soft Focus line. The Lorac foundation, I got mine in the shade Fair in both of them. This is 3 Fair, this is 3.5 Fair. I actually really like the concealer. The concealer is actually really nice. I use it under my eyes and I thought it looked really good, and I use it on my face and I thought it looked really good. The foundation is something I should like. It's very watery, very lightweight. You do need to like shake it up. And when you apply it, it looks really good from maybe 3 to 5 feet away. But if you get really close to my face, you can see this foundation, which is weird because it's so thin. I just feel like this is a foundation I would have to work with to make look good, and some days it could cause me to have to redo all of my makeup or skincare, and I can just feel it. So when you layer this, so I did one side of my face with just one light layer, and it looked pretty, but when I got really close, it looked as if I had maybe powdered my face and I hadn't, if you know what I mean. And then I did like a double layer on this side, and it looked really flawless. It would look beautiful in a photo, but in person, it just looked it looked more makeup-y than I would have preferred. It's weird because it doesn't look thick or cakey. It just doesn't look like the best version of your skin. It's so hard to describe, but I guess the term soft focus does make a lot of sense because it will blur areas of your face. So even if you put a light layer on, you'll get a little bit of blurring. And when you put 2 layers on, you get a lot of blurring, and it looks really good, but not really good up close. And that's more what I care about. Like, this would be a great foundation to film with. So take with that what you will. Take of that what you will, right? Okay. The Milani Supercharged Brightening Under Eye Tint, I have mine in the shade 120. I am also testing out the Pixie version of this. They're very similar. I really like this. On a day where I don't care, I could probably just apply this under my eyes and be done with it. But when I do use concealer, I'll just put it right here and I'll let it sit for a little bit, and then I'll like blend it out and go over with concealer. This has multiple shades. I think it has 3 or 4 shades, which is great, whereas the Pixie only has 1 shade, but that one's also like, it's like really pretty. The formulas are very similar, but I like this and I'm glad I have it. If you've tried the like complexion product of this, the tint for your face, let me know because I'm kind of curious about it. The Flower Beauty Jet Set Invisible Powder Spray. This is a weird product. I like it. Here's the thing. So when I apply, let's say I apply my skincare and I apply maybe a primer, maybe not, and then I spray this on my face. And then I go about my makeup and it looks great, especially for when it's warmer out. I've been able to test this through like a certain amount of time where it was kind of summer still and it was moving into fall, and now it's kind of cold, you know what I mean? So for that, it would work. Summertime. If you are like in this kind of fall weather now, I think I prefer it as a setting step. So I'll finish all of my makeup and then I'll spray this on and my makeup lasts really well, okay? But then I get it on my, if I get it on my eye makeup or my brows, then it's really difficult to actually remove. So what works the best is if I do my face makeup first, and then I kind of spray this over, let it settle, and then apply like my blush, bronzer, highlight, whatever, and then my eye makeup. But I always forget. And because of that like specific sequence, I don't reach for this as much as I should, but I have to just put it front and center because I do like this product a lot. Now, If you are darker than me, which is a lot of people, you really have to play with this product, because when I watch reviews of people who are lighter than me, you can still see it. When it's on me and I spray it, I don't necessarily think I see the pigment on it per se, but you have to be careful with this product. It's just if they come out with more shades, that will be very interesting, because that's probably what they should do if this takes off, yeah? All right, guys, took an unplanned break. I might look a little different. The lip is different. I have the Tarte lip product I was telling you about. I have it in the shade Grapefruit. It's like so pretty, yeah? So Kiko released this really beautiful collection in packaging that looks like this. There's a green mint kind of vibe, and there's also like a berry tone that they have going. This is the bronzer in Unique Sienna. I have this on today. I think it's so pretty. Has this really beautiful embossing, and then the tone of it is also really perfect for me. I've mentioned this before. I don't really buy that much Kiko, say, bronzer blush type products, because they release a lot of collections in a year, but they also just give you the same product in different packaging. So every bronzer in whatever collection they release, like I think they deviate on lip products and like eyeshadow, but they'll kind of keep the same rotation of bronzer, blush, highlight within their collections. So I really like this. There is a scent, and I don't know what it is, and I don't really like it, but because I like the way this applies and I like the color of it, I'm keeping it, because I do reach for it. Like, it's this very like easy bronzer to use. It's kind of warm neutral, but you can also use it to contour if you need it. The next product is the Zoeva, that's so ugly. The Zoeva Liquid Light Drops. Mine is in the shade Candlelight. Very pretty. So I have the Iconic London one, which I love. I have like their champagne shade. The problem is, when I mix that in with my foundations, it looks beautiful. When I use it alone as the highlight, it can look too white, almost too stark, and it's ugly. So I have this one on my face today. I have it down my nose and I have it on my cheekbones. I mean, it's gorgeous, right? And it's because of like the shade. So at some point, maybe I will get the Iconic London Gold, but this one is like barely there, and I love it. I have a Kiko blush stick here. Actually, I haven't used this because look, it's still in the box. This is probably the only item in here that I haven't used. So that's not bad for the amount of products I'm showing you. This is in the shade number 2, and it's their blush stick. I love their contour and bronzer sticks so much that I wanted to try this one. Oh my god, this color is so pretty. Where can we put it? That is shade, oh, that's like so much more pink than I thought. But you know, to be fair, I have been kind of looking for almost a neon type shade, because I think a neon type shade, when you put it on your cheeks, can look really, really good immediately. Like if you need to immediately brighten your face. I'm looking for almost like a neon, like tangerine. This is a very specific thing I'm asking for, but that's kind of what I'm wanting. Okay, so we'll see about this. The other blush is the Jelly Dough blusher from Holika in the shade Strawberry. This is so cute. It's like full on cushion. You have like a little puff, and you have like the little door, and this is the color of that. Ooh, I forgot how good these feel. I have one of these already. So that's the Kiko, and this is the, oh my god, Holika. The Kiko actually dries with like a slight radiance, I think. Or is that where I put the Iconic London? And then this is like more matte. I love these blushes because they look matte while being a cream, but they're still thin. They're probably very silicone-y, but beautiful. The Anastasia Cream Bronzer, I have mine in the shade Golden Tan. I was looking at the shade Amber, which looked, from like a description standpoint, something I would, ooh, caught that in my brow, that I would prefer. But the more I looked at swatches, it's like, actually, have you guys noticed that when you are looking for swatches online this year, it has been a lot harder? I have found that. I have found that usually when I'm looking for swatches of new products, I can find them pretty quickly, but this year I've been having trouble. I feel like either less PR is being sent out, there's less people swatching, less people buying. I mean, definitely less people buying. But it's weird because this shade doesn't look like it'd be that great, but on my face it looks very like bronzer-ish, bronzer and blush. So I'm here for it. I'm all about the Anastasia kind of products now. I would say this and the concealer are so good. Next is this warm up bronzer from Undone Beauty. They have a contour stick that is very similar to the Illamasqua one, and I love it. I like the premise of this brand. It's just been, I don't know, have I tried more than one thing though actually? This is probably the second item I've tried. This looks so appealing to me. There's also a highlighter version of this that I might try too, but when I went into this, while this could be like a really beautiful eyeshadow palette as well, I don't know, there was like something about the way it feels. Like I think it's because it feels more like an eyeshadow palette to me than a face product. I think it's kind of hard to pinpoint your brush into these specific stripes, and yeah, I don't know. The formula feels great on the skin, but I think it would not be something you're trying to blend a lot on your face because your brushes aren't fitting properly in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's my thing there. Like, it's fine. It could work, but it's not easy to work with. The Too Faced Killer Liners were half off during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and I picked up 2 shades. We've got Killer Chocolate and Killer Camo. I love both of these. I didn't realize I guess I remember when this released, I just wasn't that interested in it, but they are all kind of like grungier versions of what you would think. So the Killer Chocolate is more of like a grungier, like burgundy purple-ish leaning, and then the Killer Camo is just like really grungy, khaki green. I love it. Anyway, the other product I'm going to share with you is also from the Charming Escape collection from Kiko, and it's the Stardust Eyeshadows, and mine's in the shade Brownwood, and I thought the formula is really cute, really beautiful, really smooth. In case you didn't know, Kiko is an Italian brand. All their products are pretty much made in Italy, and they're awesome. They're awesome. So I like this formula. I just don't like, I thought the shade would be like more brown or bronze, and it's like purple. So there's Killer Chocolate. I have this on a lot. This is Killer Camo. And then this is the Brownwood, which it's okay, but like I just wasn't expecting it. So, and these kind of colors tend to just wash out on me anyway, so that's why. But these two, lovely. Formula's great. I did like an all green look yesterday, or maybe it'll show in like a daily video that I'm trying to like make. But yes, this is so pretty. I like both of these. The formula is excellent and they sharpen great, so I'm a big fan of these. Okay, I'm gonna try and whiz through these eyeshadow palettes. So one that I really like is from Kiko, their Charming Escape collection again. It's in the shade Green View. The formula on here is amazing. I love it. I love the kind of more neutral color type shadows, looks I can create, and how it can go kind of light. Also love green, right? This beautiful formula, amazing. Like highly, highly recommend this to you. So I love that so much. I was like, oh, I'll just get the other shade. Packaging, gorgeous. This is in the shade 02 Vineyard Valley. I mean, gorgeous, right? But this is the compact, right? How deceiving is what is in here, okay? It would appear that these 4 shades are different and these 8 shades are basically the same. I don't know. I mean, is this, how fair do you have to be that you would want 8 shades like that? And then, I mean, I don't know. I didn't even touch this one. I'm like, I'm not even gonna use it. This is getting returned. I picked up the Desert Lights palette from Flower Beauty, but it came completely cracked and crushed. So it's fine. Like, when I see it in person, I don't know that I would reach for these that often anyway. I really love the other one I have. Is it called like Jungle Lights or... If you've been wondering about these Essence little mini palettes, I have Bronze This Way and Dancing Green. They're excellent. Highly recommend. I think these were like a very, very popular product when they were released, but I was like, no, they're great. excellent, excellent. If you were interested, and I think there's like 5 or 6 variations of this. This is actually, yes, so basic, but so good. Let me try and do swatches. So there's 3 from the bronzed and 3 from the green palette. Like, they're just really beautiful, easy shadows to use. Okay, so Juvia's Place came out with the Rebel Army palette, and of course this immediately appealed to me. But this is, I feel like I used to love Juvia's Place eyeshadows, and I don't know what it has been, but like this and like the 6-pan, like minier ones, and like I feel like the smaller palettes, I have a much harder time using versus when I was using the really large palettes, and they haven't released a large palette in a long time. So I don't know, I'm not someone that looks into formulas and stuff like that, but I just know that when I've purchased any kind of smaller palette, it has been less easy to use. So while I have loved the looks I've created out of this, the mattes feel very dry to me, and like the creamier shades are just almost too creamy. Like they feel like sticky. So those are swatches there. Right, so I don't know if I finished my sentence, but I like the color story, but I just find the shadows difficult to work with. And especially if it's going to be that dark, or if you're doing like a smoky eye, you just need the shadows to really cooperate, because it's already hard enough doing a smoky eye, right? If you are looking for really easy to use greens, I would highly recommend this palette. It's the LA Girl Hey Hey Vacay eyeshadow palette. This color story spoke to me. I've picked up 2 of these palettes like 2 or 3 years ago, I would say, and I liked them, but I didn't love them. And I still might even be in that kind of like mindset with these, but the quad of greens here, so good. I've used this palette and just left it on my vanity for like 2 weeks. It's so nice. I love everything in here. I like that it's not too repetitive. Sometimes you get palettes where there's like 2 or 3 shades like that look very similar on the eyes, and I feel like even though these 2 are oranges and these 2, well actually this is a matte, so they look different on the eyes, like these have variation, and I'm trying to hold it at an angle so that it's like not, because when I show it to you like this, it like washes everything out. I feel like when I turn it to the side a little, you get like a much better idea of what the shades actually look like, and I love this. I also picked up this variation. It's the Pro Mastery one because it has a lot of like burgundies and purples and peach kind of leaning shades. So this is so pretty. I really love this one too. There's tons of different variations of these palettes. So if there's a color story that speaks to you, I would recommend you trying it. They're so nice. Okay, we're nearing the end. The Milani Ungilded Most Loved Mattes. This is a palette where it's okay. But it was more like it's okay and I don't want to reach for it kind of things. Like, I don't know. I felt like it's kind of dry. It was kind of dusty. It wasn't incredibly vibrant. It wasn't like, oh my God, amazing. Like, it was fine. So because it was fine, I'm just not going to keep it in my collection. And lastly is the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. This was half off during the 21 Days of Beauty, and I don't know, like when this was released, either I wasn't into Too Faced or I didn't want another like neutral palette, natural looking eyeshadow palette, but this is so good, guys. Let me try to like not let it be washed out. Every look I do with this is beautiful, and I don't know what it is about these shadows, but I feel like the wear time on this is so good. I prep my eyes pretty much the same way every day, and that is putting some kind of eye crayon down. I just feel like I don't get any, like zero drop from like when I first put it on to like near the end of the day. I don't mind if my eyeshadow like, you know, like it starts up closer to the lash line and as the day moves on, like things kind of shift a little. I don't mind that. But I noticed that this just really doesn't do that, and it must be something about the formula because, again, like I haven't done anything else different when I use this, and yeah, so good. Okay, so I don't know how long this is. Hopefully I can edit it down. That is almost everything I've purchased in the past 2 months. And yes, I will see you guys in the next video.